Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
All right, Doggy Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, as we look in on the little community today, we find the old fellows in the Jot 'em Down store waiting for their general manager to show up.
Well, where do you reckon Miss Hartford's at anyway, Lum? This is the first time I've ever known her to be late.
Yeah, this is curious.
Oh, yeah.
I reckon we ought to call over there where she's staying and find out if anything's happened.
No, don't call. Doggies, I sort of like it about her around here. It's the first time I've sat down in this store since she come out.
Yeah, it does feel good to sit down once more, don't it?
Oh, this is more like old times.
Oh, I got to where I felt like a stranger around here.
Well, that's more than I felt. All that work she's had must do around here. I got to where I was so numb I couldn't feel nothing.
Yeah, it ain't right, Abner. Owners of a store having to work so hard.
Of course not.
But I guess it's all over now.
All over?
Yeah, we're bankrupt.
Oh.
You heard what Miss Hartford told us after going over the books.
Yeah, that's right.
Granny's, after running this store all these years, we have to finally wind up bankrupted.
Well, Mom, how does she know that we're bankrupted? She ain't hardly been here a week yet.
She found it out from our bookkeeping figures.
Well, them are the same figures we've been using for years. We ain't never been bankrupted before. Or, leastways, I don't think we have.
But, you know, I was thinking that same thing, Abner. We ain't been running the store no different now than we ever did. And we always kept going somehow.
Sure.
Maybe we've been bankrupted all the time, never knowed it. But it never seemed to make no difference.
Dad, blame her for ever finding it out. That smart aleck thinks she knows so much about figures.
Hey, Granny's, I'm going to go with them figures myself. Down here, I can make them books come out to where we're still solvents.
Still what?
In business. Out of the red. Liquefied.
Oh, that, yeah.
No matter how far off them books was, I could always add and subtract and multiply them figures around where they balanced up.
Yeah, Lom, but you generally use them checker scores to make them come out even, didn't you?
No, I got to where I didn't hardly never use them no more.
Well, get out the books and add them up again before she gets here. I don't want to see us bankrupt ourselves, I know that.
Well, I don't either. We worked too long and too hard in this store to lose it now.
Yeah.
Say, where are them books?
What?
You didn't do nothing with them, did you?
Why, no. Ain't they sitting there next to the cash drawer?
No, I don't see them nowhere.
Doggies, reckon somebody's robbed us?
No. What little cash we got still here. Them books wouldn't do nobody no good, no way.
No, they ain't interesting to read no story to them at all, are they?
Miss Hartford's more than likely put them in some new place. Ever since she's put in what she calls systems in here, I can't find a dead blame thing. Can't even find the system she put in.
I know it. Body comes in here to ask me for a can of hominy or something, and I walk around here for a half hour before I can find it.
Well, no wonder. She's got the hominy all sitting on one shelf, right together.
Yeah.
It's getting to be the unhandiest one store in the whole country.
Why, she even take the mouse traps out of the candy counter and put them back there with the hardware.
Oh, yeah, she's got everything all mixed up. Her and her big ideas.
Mom, can't we get shut of her some way?
I don't know how. She's got a 6 months guarantee, don't forget that.
Yeah, that's right.
Of course, chances are we won't be in business 6 months the way things look now.
Well, I'd still like to get shut of her, though. If we're going to go broke, I'd rather do it in peace. Enjoy ourselves while we're doing it, at least.
Well, we're done broke right now, according to her. Wish I could find them books.
Maybe we could get her a job in some other line of work, someplace where they ain't bankrupted long.
Don't know what it'd be.
Say, maybe we could get her in the Girl Scouts.
Girl Scouts?
Yeah, I seen a poster saying they're having the biggest recruiting campaign they've ever had. Having it this week, too.
Well, she's too old for the Girl Scouts.
I know that, but the poster said they needed adults for leaders, for Girl Scout troops. She'd be good at that. There's a leader if ever I seen one.
Yeah, that'd be a good thing for her to do, all right. But that ain't exactly like having a job and working for wages, though. That's what she'd have to have.
Well, let's see. Wonder if Caleb Weehunt needs a hand over at the blacksmith shop.
It ain't no use, Abner. Till we actually close our doors here, we're stuck with her. We might as well face it.
I don't know how much longer I can put up with it. Having her boss me around and going through bankrupt at the same time is just asking too much of one human.
Maybe she's quit already, I hope.
Quit?
Well, she ain't here.
No.
27 minutes after opening time right now. You know how she read us the riot act for being just 2 minutes late yesterday morning. And I wish I could find them books.
Let's see. Maybe she put them over there with the overhauls.
I can't find the overhauls, though. They used to be right there with the writing tablets and the fly swatters. Don't tell them where they're at now, though.
Let's see. Maybe... Oh.
What's the matter?
There she comes, Dad blaming.
Oh, straighten up your necktie, Abner.
Lum, I bound you. She's trying to choke us to death by making us wear these neckties every day. I have to sneak in and out of the house so Elizabeth won't see me. She'd start getting suspicious. She found out I was wearing my Sunday necktie for every day.
Miss Emmeline's mad at me on account of Miss Hartford just being here. Necktie or no necktie.
Is Miss Emmeline still jealous?
I don't know. If she'd ever get a look at Miss Hartford, she wouldn't be. Mind out. Here she comes.
I look over there. Get my hair combed over there.
Yeah, you look all right.
Good morning, Miss Hartford.
Morning. How's everyone?
Fine.
Fine.
I'm sorry I'm late, but I've got some good news for you.
What's happened now?
Well, I took the books home with me last night and went over them again. As a matter of fact, I worked on them till about 2 o'clock this morning. And if my new interpretations are right, maybe you're not bankrupt after all.
Well, good. I know them figures would come out right one way or another.
Well, after throwing out all the checker scores, the house numbers of somebody's aunt in Sheboygan Falls, 2 social security numbers, and somebody's weight, sundry items, I found out that you have nearly $1,000 in outstanding accounts.
$1,000? Did you hear that, Mom? I don't guess we're rich.
Well, now, wait a minute. Hold on, Peabody. Do you know what outstanding accounts are?
Why, well, not exactly, but I'm firm, I know that.
Just a minute, Abner. What she means is charge accounts, I think.
Oh, Sam.
They might be charge accounts to you, but as near as I can tell, they're just unpaid, long overdue bills. Why, you've got accounts that haven't had anything paid on them for 7 and 8 years.
It couldn't be that long.
Well, according to your figures, it is.
Well, them are what we call our slow accounts.
Slow? Ha! Understatement of the week. Well, the only thing to do is to collect these accounts.
Collect them? And ruin our business?
Well, if you don't collect them, you won't have any business to ruin. That's the only possible thing that can save you. We've got to do it. Now, I made out a list of all these unpaid accounts. Let me see here. Ellis White, 90...
Yeah, that's Eli White.
Ellis White.
Eli.
Well, whoever it is.
Eli.
It's a handwriting expert to make out some of the names in this book.
Eli
White.
Yeah.
$97.40.
Oh, well, you don't need to worry about him. He paid some on his account just last, let's see, when was it?
It was in 1942, and it was only $5.
Yeah, I believe it was 1942. That was Eli's good year, wasn't it, Abner?
Yeah, that was the year. Had a good crop, yeah. Since then, he ain't hardly got his seed back, you might say.
Well, he'll more than likely do better next summer, so he's one fella you don't need to worry about.
Yes. But how do you explain this? In the years when he doesn't make a payment, he buys a lot more groceries.
Well, natural. When he's got the cash, he can go somewhere else and buy. When he's broke, he has to come here and charge stuff. We got him then.
Well, this is Jessup. $71.18.
Yeah, that's the widow, Jessup. Yeah.
No, we wouldn't want to ask her, though.
Of course not.
She's been so considerate of us. Made a special trip over here to keep us from being beat out of $10 one time.
Oh, yes, she was awful nice to us. We sent her a bill one year, and she come clean over here to tell us that we had undercharged her $10.
Well, did she pay the bill then?
Well, no, she never paid nothing on it, but she just wanted to keep it straight how much she owed us. Never wanted to beat us out of a thing.
There's an honest woman. We need more customers like her.
Oh, yeah.
My. Emmett Goshen. 55. Goshen.
I know him, Emmett Goshen.
$55.
Yeah.
Well, we hate to say anything about that right now. See, Emmett's flat of his back. got the fevers. Ain't been able to work for several months now.
Oh, he's been dead red for a long time.
Hate to add another burden.
Well, what about this one? Milford Avery Spears, $86.29.
Yeah, that's Grandpap. He's our friend.
Yeah.
Oh, me, if we asked him to pay up, he'd get mad and trade somewhere else just short of work.
Oh.
Your friend, huh?
Yes, Mom, he is a true friend.
$86.29.
Yes, ma'am, true friend.
Well, I'm not going to read any more of these names, but if you expect to save the store, something has to be done about these collections.
Well, maybe you're right. I reckon we could send out some bills at the end of the month, or maybe at the end of next month.
Bills? End of the month, nothing. We're going to do it right now.
Right now?
Yes. And you two are going out and collect them in person. Now, here's your list. Now, get to work. And don't you come back without cash.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
I know this Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, Jot 'em Down store. This is Lum and Abner.
Now let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, as we look in on the little community today, we find the unhappy bill collectors trudging along the street heading for Grandpappy Spears' house. Listen.
Mom, can't we just go back over to the store and tell Miss Hartford we couldn't collect none of these bills?
She told us to bring back the cash, not to come back till we get it. And when she gives an order, she means it.
Yeah, but it don't look like we're going to get no money from anybody, Lum. We've been to 4 places and ain't got a nickel.
I know we ain't. I think our main trouble is that we ain't been able to bring the subject up.
No.
Stood over there in the doorway of the Widow Jessup's place and talked for nigh 45 minutes and never once mentioned the word grocery bill.
Well, I tried to work it into the conversation there one time, and then I got to looking at that broke-down furniture and them young'uns over there. I just knowed good and well they didn't have no money to squander on a grocery bill on.
Well, I felt the same way.
No.
By the way, did you get that new grocery order she gave us?
Yeah, I wrote it down. What's Miss Hartford going to say about that? She said that we was going to have to cut out giving so much credit.
Yeah, well, I think it might be best not to tell her.
Oh.
Leastways, not for a while. If we can only bring back some cash from somebody, I don't think she'll even notice about that grocery order.
Well, I don't know where we're going to get no cash, old Mom.
Well, here's Grandpap's house.
Yeah.
He's on our list. Or to be able to get a little money from him, as long as he's our friend.
Yeah, he's our friend, all right, but he don't loosen up with much money. You know that well as I do.
Yeah, but I figure with him being a friend of ours, we can sort of explain to him what we're up against.
Yeah, right.
Tell him it ain't our idea to be out collecting these bills. We're just being forced into it. I'm sure we can make him understand.
Well, I hope we can, but I've got my doubts about it. You know how stubborn-headed Grandpap is. He's liable to get awful mad at us for dunning him this way, no matter whose idea it was.
Well, we just got to make him understand. That's all there are to it. He's the last one on our list, so this is our last chance.
Dogged, I sure hate to do it, though, Lum.
Well, I do too, but we've got to do it. Come on, Abner. We can't just stand out in front of his house this way. He's liable to sick the dogs on us.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, all right. I'm coming.
Watch out for that first porch step there. Grandpap never has got around to fixing that. Hope he's home.
I don't.
Where's the bell here?
Right there.
Fine bell, too.
He invented that himself, I think.
Now, recollect, we've got to get right down to the subject this time. No beating around the brush.
No, sir. Oh.
We'll come right out flat-footed and tell him what we want.
Yes, sir. Just tell him we want the cash. Got to have it to keep from going bankrupted.
Find out. I hear somebody coming.
I hope it's Aunt Charity.
Yeah, who is it?
It's us, Grandpap, me and Lum.
Oh, come in. Ain't got my specs on. I couldn't see very well. Come in.
Yeah, much obliged.
Yeah, sit down.
Yeah.
What are you fellas doing out this time of day? How come you ain't over to the store?
Oh, we're out, we're out.
Yeah, we're just taking the day off here to, we want to talk to you, Grandpap. Fine. Sit down. Love to talk to you. Crowd you draft over. You ain't closed up today on account of some holiday, have you?
Holiday.
Yeah, I can't keep track of them things no more, no ways. Which one is it now? Hey, Charity, where's my calendar?
Hey, Grandpap, don't bother to get your calendar.
Charity, fetch my calendar for me. The one with the picture of that Indian on it.
Grandpap, you won't need no calendar.
No, what we want to talk to you about ain't got nothing to do with the holidays. No, but I'd love to know what one it is. Hate to miss out on a celebrate. They ain't having a parade, are they?
No, Grandpap, they ain't having no parade.
I ought to get out my lodge uniform. Hey, Charity, where's my uniform?
Grandpap, you won't need that thing. I said there ain't gonna be no parade.
Ain't, huh?
No.
Can't be much of a holiday then. Well, wait, I'll get my hat and we'll get out and see what's doing anyway. Mill around in the crowd a little bit, you know.
Wait a minute, Grandpap. We want to talk to you about something.
Yeah, just sit down. This won't take long. What we want to see about was, we got this new girl working for us, Miss Hartford.
Yeah, she's a general manager, full control, gives orders.
Yeah, I've met her over there. I know her. But I can tell you one thing, I wouldn't let no woman give no orders to me. I don't care who she was.
No.
Just wouldn't do it.
Well, I wouldn't either, hardly.
No, sir, wouldn't do it. Wouldn't put up with it. How's your football team coming along, Lum? Oh, pretty good, I guess. I ain't had much time to get over there and rehearse them.
Yeah, they ain't had a single scrimmage this week. Miss Hartford keeps them over at the store all the time.
Well, as long as you got a holiday today, why don't you get over there and skimmish them around a little bit? When do you play Mount Ida?
That game was last week.
Yes, sir, that ought to be a good one. I'm looking forward to seeing that. When'd you say it's going to be?
Last week.
Last week?
Yeah.
It's kind of early, ain't it? Reckon you can get the team in shape by then? Wait a minute, when did you say?
Never mind, Grandpap. There's something else we've got to talk to you about that's awful important here.
Yeah, you see, Grandpap, there's different ways of running a business. Some runs them on a credit and, some don't.
Yeah, some don't. Like a certain store that I know of.
Grandpap, what's your opinion on things like credit and such as that? How's that, Lum?
He said, what's your opinion
No,
on
I believe we've got a chance to whip Mount Ida this year.
We've done did it.
That's what I say, we can do it. All depends on the score. Believe I'll go over there with you, Lum, and watch the team skimmish.
Grandpap, will you wait just a minute? What we've got to talk to you about is important. Now listen to me.
Well, what is it? Hurry up.
Well, see what we come over here.
Beating the devil around the stump.
Well, now listen,
All right. Might as well come right out with it. Here's the whole thing in half of a nutshell, Grandpap.
Yeah, listen now, Grandpap.
You take a store, and sometimes it has lots of charge accounts on its books. And pretty soon there comes a time when the store has to, go on. Well, you're a good friend of ours, ain't you, Grandpap?
Yeah, you're a good, true friend. Ain't that right?
Yeah, I reckon so. I hadn't thought much about it.
A good, true friend is always ready to help out his good, true friend. Ain't that right?
Yeah, I suppose so. Wouldn't put it past him.
All right, then. Now, Grandpap, if a couple certain good, true friends of yours was to come over here, they want to come over and, you take it from there, Lum.
Well, the idea is this, Grandpap. There comes a time when you have to put business ahead of everything, even friendship.
Yeah.
But if these friends we're talking about are good friends, just who are we talking about? What are you fellas driving at anyway?
Well, Grandpap, here's the whole thing in half of a nutshell.
Jiminy, there it is. Sitting on the gramophone.
What is?
I do know that calendar you fellas want to see.
Huh?
Never mind the calendar, Charity. I got it myself.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, What was it you fellers want to look up in this calendar? Some date, I believe it was.
Grandpap, we never want to see no calendar.
Jiminy, there's that spaven-legged thing, too. Makes me mad every time I look at it.
What's that, Grandpap?
Oh, it's a pigeon-toed bill.
A bill?
Yeah, looky there.
Oh.
That spaven-legged Ezra Seastrunk sent it to me. He's dunning me, that's what he's doing, the varmint.
Say, Grandpap, speaking about such things...
Look at that flat-footed thing. It ain't but a couple of year old, and the way he's after me now, you'd think I was trying to beat him out of it. And on top of everything else, he says here that if I don't pay up, he's going to garnish my wages.
Garnish your wages?
Yes, sir, that's what he says right here in black and ink. See it? Look at it.
Why, that snake in me weed.
The wages I get nowadays out of that telegraph delivery job is little enough as he is without some spaven-legged varmint garnishing them down to nothing.
Well, here can he do that, though?
Well, he is doing it, or that is, he will if I don't pay up.
Well, if that don't beat all. Ain't that terrible, Lum?
Yeah, I don't know how a man can do a thing like that.
Me neither.
He's trying to ruin me, that's what he's doing. Next thing, that bow-legged bill-collecting critter will be trying to get my house, too.
Get your house?
Take it right out from under me in charity.
Oh, me.
Be left with nothing at all. And after all the years of hard work I put in to get this place, too.
Doggy, this is the saddest one thing I ever heard.
Well, now, wait a minute. Just how much is that bill, Grandpap? $7.92 even. I'm losing everything I've got just for $7.92.
Well, Lord me, Lum, we ought to be able to scrape up that much, don't you reckon?
That's just what I'm doing here, looking in my pocket.
Oh.
I've got, $4.30. How much have you got, Abner?
Oh, just a second. There's $1. There's another there. There.
That makes $6.30. We need about...
Well, here's enough change for another $1 here, Lum.
Oh, well, that'll do it. Yeah, here you are, Grandpap. You pay that up and show that Ezra Seastrunk he can't get away with no such thing as that. Well, much obliged to you fellers. Yes, sir, I'll pay this back to you someday. Every cent of it.
That's all right, Grandpap. No hurry.
Well, I'm sure much obliged to you. Oh, say, what was that you fellers wanted to see me about?
Why,
Nothing, Grandpap. Nothing. Come on, Abner. We better get going. Get out your list and let's start all over again.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
I know this, Lum. I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, Jot 'em Down store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, as we look in on the little community today, we find Abner in the Jot 'em Down store talking quite loudly. Listen.
All right, Miss Harford, you just get busy and get this place swept out in here. Hurry up now. Don't want no more gold bricking around here. Stack up them canned goods there. Dress up that line of flour sacks. Come on now, get going. Doggies, we're going to change some things. Huh?
What's going on in here anyway?
Oh, my goodness, Lum, you scared the daylights out of me. I thought you was Miss Hartford coming in.
Well, what in the world was you doing? Standing there waving your arms around and hollering to yourself?
Oh, nothing.
You ain't losing some of your spokes on account of all we've been going through here, are you?
No, it ain't that, Lum. I don't think. I'll just sort of, well, daydreaming, I reckon you'd call it.
Well, I just hope you ain't letting this get the best of you, having Miss Hartford running us ragged and all.
No.
By the way, ain't she back from lunch yet?
No, she ain't. I don't understand it neither. She's been gone over 2 hours, Lum. Now, you know that ain't like her at all.
No, it sure ain't. I'm glad, though. She ain't here 'cause I expecting to get a good bawling out for being gone so long myself.
What happened to you anyway? You have overstayed yourself.
Well, I just had to run over to the schoolhouse to see Miss Emmeline and try to explain to her why I couldn't get to the football game Friday.
Oh.
Granny, is she mad at me about that?
Well, I don't see what she's mad for. The Pine Ridge Possums win the game 57-0. Looks to me like they'd do better without you.
Yeah, but it ain't right having a team play without their coach there.
Well, they make bigger scores that way, Lum. Or at least ways the Possums do.
Well, the only reason they win by such a big score was 'cause Cedric had sense enough to stay for both halves of the game this time.
Oh.
All as before, he thought the game was over when the teams went off the field at a halftime and he went home.
Yeah, I know. You told me about that. Well, did you tell her that you couldn't get to the game on account of Miss Hartford had us out trying to collect them bills?
No, I never hardly got a chance to talk to her at all. She was too busy coaching the team herself.
Well, it just seems to me, Lum, if you want to... coaching a team herself,
Yes,
Miss Emmeline?
That's exactly what she was doing.
Oh, well, I'll be a polka-dotted possum. A woman football coach. Well, was she wearing that same outfit that you wear when you coach a team of sweatshirt and sweat breeches and all that?
No, of course not. She had on the regular gym bloomers.
And black satins, huh?
Yeah, and tennis shoes and midi blouse.
I bet she looked cute. Doggy, it just looks like the women folks is taking over every job in this town. Miss Emmeline running a football team and Miss Hartford running a jot-em-down store.
Yes, sir, and I can tell you right here and now that I don't like it. It's humiliating, that's what it is. A woman's place is in the home. I've always said that.
Well, at times I have my doubts about that even, Lum. Worst part of it is I don't know what can be did about it, though.
Well, I know what can be did about it.
What?
Just stop letting them get the upper hand. Assert ourselves.
Oh.
Show them that us men folks are still running things in this little old world of ours.
Well, I don't know. I believe you'd have a pretty hard time convincing Miss Hartford of that. And me too, as far as that goes.
Well, I'm through taking orders from Miss Hartford. Just mark my words.
Yeah, huh?
Yes, sir. From now on, when she tells me to do something, she might just as well be talking to that desk there.
Yeah, well, doggy, that reminds me, Lum. She said you were supposed to have that desk of yours all cleaned up by today.
Oh, my goodness, that's right. I better get right at that.
Thought you said you weren't going to take orders from her no more.
Huh?
You said you weren't going to take no more.
Well, I ain't. But I just sort of aiming on doing it before she come here, even. You can see for yourself it needs it. Just look at that jumble of papers on top there.
Yeah. All I know is that one day I started to clean up that jumble and you jumped all over me. Said that was just the way you wanted it. Said you know exactly where everything on that desk was at.
Well, just hash up and help me, Abner, before she gets here.
Yeah, sure. I'd be glad to do it. Anything's better than having to go out and collect them bills. There was the worst one job I ever tried to do in my whole life.
Yeah, that was awful.
Oh, that was terrible.
Never hated to do anything so bad in my life.
No.
Practical insulting is what it is.
Yeah.
When you ask a man for money on his account, you're just the same as incinerating that he's behind in his payments.
That's just about what it amounts to.
One more day of that and we wouldn't have a customer left.
Or a friend, no.
You can't hound a man that way and expect him to keep trading with you.
Of course not.
Some of them bills she wanted us to collect weren't over 3 or 4 year old.
No. Say, did you notice, Lum? She never once mentioned bill collecting this whole morning.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Never said a thing about it.
I couldn't understand it neither.
Oh, sir?
Not after the way she kept us after us about it for the last 3 days.
Oh, hounded us to death. Jow.
Yeah, let's see here. Reckon where we ought to start on this desk.
I don't
know. Papers.
You know more about it than I do. It's your desk.
Well, I reckon we can start on this stack of stuff right here.
All these papers here?
Yeah, throw away everything that don't look important.
Yeah. All right. Give it here.
Well, wait a minute. Don't throw the whole thing away. Look it over first.
Oh, all right. Just a waste of time, though, if you want my opinion.
More than likely some mighty important papers in there.
Uh-huh. Well, this one here ain't important, I know.
Wait a minute. What was that you just throwed away there?
Oh, it was just a circular from some outfit advertising pre-war genuine leather bicycle seats.
Well, give me that back.
Huh?
I want to save that because, Well, I forget just why now, but I know I saved that for some good reason.
Maybe to order a bicycle seat. Come in handy for that.
Put that over in this other pile here.
Yeah, all right. What you want with the genuine leather bicycle seats more than I can see, though. Now, there's something I know you don't
Wait
want.
a minute. What was that you just throwed away?
Doggy's Lum, we ain't never gonna get this done if you just keep watching everything I do.
Well, you're throwing away valuable stuff there. Here, I better do this myself.
Well, you better do it in a hurry then, 'cause here comes the boss.
Yeah. Huh?
General Manager Hartford's here coming up out there.
Oh, my goodness. Don't let her know I just now got started on this.
Well, I won't need to. She can tell that easy enough herself when she takes one look at that desk.
And don't bring up the subject of bill collecting either.
Oh, Lommy, don't worry about that. I won't mention that at all.
As long as she never mentioned it herself this morning, more than likely she's either forgot about it or saw that it was the wrong thing to do.
Well, I sure hope so. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, keep her mind off of that subject altogether.
Oh, I will. Find out. Good afternoon, Miss Hartford.
Good afternoon. Well, cleaning up the desk finally, huh?
Yes, Mom.
Good. Doesn't look like you made much headway, though.
You don't?
No, looks to me like you've just started on it. You've had 2 or 3 hours. What have you been doing all that time?
Well, you see, Miss Hartford, you take desk work like this, and I don't know.
When I tell Peabody to do something, it gets done.
Hey, yes, Mom, thank you.
So after the... Peabody, you need a haircut.
Mom.
Look like a St. Bernard.
Well, thank you.
That ain't no compliment, silly.
Oh.
You better get a haircut before tomorrow, Peabody.
Well, now, I don't know where Elizabeth will have time for that or not.
Elizabeth?
You know, my woman.
Your woman?
Yes, Mom.
Does she cut your hair?
Why, sure. But she's just been so busy with her fall plowing and fence patching, grubbing out them fence corners, one thing and another, she just ain't had time for it. And, besides that, the front porch has just been painted, too.
What's that got to do with it?
Well, that's where she generally does it, out there on the front gallery. Just sit there on the porch of a Sunday, and she chops away at my hair whilst I read the funny paper.
Sit on the front porch?
Yes, Mom. We used to sit on the back porch, but I don't know. You miss out on a lot of things that way. Folks going by your house and Sunday traffic and all that, you know. You know, our car went by our place just last Sunday.
Oh, I thought I'd heard everything. What's the matter with Mose Moots?
I don't know. Is he sick? Hadn't heard a thing about it, had you, Lum?
Why, no, I hope it ain't nothing serious.
What's wrong with Mose?
I mean, what's wrong with having Mose Moots cut your hair? He's a barber, isn't he?
Oh, yes, Mom. Yeah, he's a barber, sure, yeah. But that's more for bachelors down there, you know. Fellers that ain't got nobody at home to do it. Law me, it cost you 35 cents down there at his place.
Oh, it does, huh?
Yeah, that's right. I have to put that much out every 2 months or so. Hate to be extravagant, but I figure if a man wants to look well groomed, he has to pay the price.
Well, here, Peabody, here's 35 cents. Now go down to the barber shop.
Oh, well, I couldn't take your money, Miss Hartford.
It's not my money, it's yours. And here's $90 more.
90?
Huh?
Law me, my hair ain't that long, is it?
I don't mean this is all for a haircut. Put it in the cash drawer. Belongs to the store.
Wait a minute. Whereabouts did you get all that money?
I got it from some of those places you couldn't collect from. In other words, I've taken over the collecting job, and I'm going to get every cent of what's coming to you. I'm going out again now. And when I come back, I expect that desk cleaned up, Edward. And Peabody.
Yes, Mom.
I expect to see the back of your neck. Now, I'll see you later.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
I know his Lum. I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, as we look in on the little community today, we find Lum and Abner busy cleaning out Lum's desk. Listen.
Abner, I told you once I don't want you to help me clean out my desk. I'd do better by myself.
Well, Lum, you ain't never gonna get that done. You've been working on that for 2 days now. Far as I can see, you've got just as much stuff on your desk now as you had when you started.
Well, it might look that way to you, but I know exactly what I'm doing. This stack here is what I'm definite saving.
Oh.
This stack here is what I'm saving temporary. Stuff you never can tell when you might have a need for.
Uh-huh.
This stack here is stuff I'm saving till I have more time to look it over to see whether it's worth saving or not.
Well, you might just as well pile that on the first stack right now, Lum.
Well, this stack here is stuff I'll more than likely throw away, but I want to look it over again to make sure there ain't some stuff in there I want to save.
Now, that looks more like a pile than a stack to me.
And this stack here is doubtful.
Well,
I mean, I can't make up my mind if this stuff in this stack ought to go in the stack I'm saving definite or the temporary saving stack. Or the stack I'm saving till I have time to look it over to see if it's worth saving. Or the stack I'll more than likely throw away, but I want to look it over again to make sure there ain't more stuff I want to save.
I see.
Or whether it should just go back in the doubtful stack.
Uh-huh. Now, which stack is that?
Well, there's two of them.
Oh.
The permanent doubtful stack and the temporary doubtful stack.
Well, now, what's this space here on the desk that you got all cleaned off there?
Oh, well, that's stuff I'm throwing away.
Permanent or temporary?
I don't know. I'll have to look it over first to make sure.
Well, Lum, there ain't nothing there. Look at there. That's bare.
Oh, well, it must be permanent then.
Doggy's Lum, you might just as well admit to it. You ain't gonna get that done this way. All you do is just take one pile of junk and make it into 2 other piles. It looked better before you started straightening the desk up, I'll tell you that.
Just mind your own business and answer the telephone. That was our ring there.
Well, all right. I never thought to fail. Every time you start cleaning up something, it looks worse after you get done with it. Hello. Got 'em down, store. Abner Peabody doing the talking. Oh, well, howdy, Earl. How are you today? Huh? Well, now, wait just a minute. Now, don't holler so loud. I can't make out a word you're saying.
Oh, Miss Hartford must have been out to collect from him.
Well, now, just hold your horses, Earl. Well, listen, Earl. Earl, it weren't our idea to collect. We did not send her out there.
She's ruining our business. That's what she's doing.
Well, Earl, I don't blame you for being mad, but honest, me and Lum never had nothing to do with that.
Well, that's a shame.
Well, you never had enough money to pay that bill, did you?
Of course you never. It's a big bill.
A pig?
Oh.
Well, I do know. Well, we'll have a talk with her when she comes back, Earl, I think. Yeah, well, now, just don't worry about it. And don't be mad at us, neither. Well, we'll take good care of your pig, Earl. Yeah, all right. Goodbye.
What's that about a pig?
That Miss Hartford couldn't collect no money from Earl, so she talked him out of one of his pigs.
Well, I'll be dead blamed.
Just like taking one of the family away from him.
Well, of course. When that woman goes out to collect, she collects.
Well, I don't know what she's going to do with the pig. There ain't no room in the cash drawer for it, I'll tell her that right now.
Something's got to be done about this, Abner. We can't have her running around town collecting pigs and all such stuff as that.
Hey, doggies, I'd love to see her walking that pig down the street. Her walking along with that thing under her arm.
That would be a sight, wouldn't it?
Well, I'll say one thing for her. I bet she can handle it.
Oh, yeah, she can handle it.
More than likely, she's marching him down the road, giving him orders right now, making him drill for her.
Of course, this ain't exactly a laughing matter, Abner.
Huh?
Earl's the 5th feller that's called up here today. Hopping mad.
Oh, yeah.
We just got to do something to stop her from going out collecting them bills. If she keeps this up, we ain't gonna have a friend left in town. Or a customer neither.
I know it. But I don't get how do you stop a woman like that, Lum?
Things I don't know.
Me neither. She's got her head set, and when it's set, I don't get it is SAT set.
I reckon she means well. She thinks she's keeping us from going bankrupted by doing all this collecting, but I don't know. Personal, I believe I'd rather go on being bankrupted. Seems like you can run a business better that way.
Yeah. Well, I liked it better, I'll say that. We had a heap more friends when we was bankrupt than we do now, I know that.
Yeah, well, there's a woman for you. Just ain't got no head for business.
No, they ain't.
You get them crazy ideas. Just ain't no way of change, looks like.
Oh, they're stubborn-headed.
Arguing with a stump on for.
Yep, they're stubborn. Blue-nosed evil, they sure are.
Take, for instance, that time Ari Hodgkins' woman and his mom-in-law decided they'd run the liver stable for Ari for a while.
I recollect that.
Practical no time at all. They got the place to where he had to work day and night to keep up with all the business.
Yeah.
Taking to Ari 3 or 4 months to get business back where he had time to sit around and play checkers most of the day.
Oh, yeah. Well, you take a woman, she can ruin a place of business quicker than a human even.
Well, I recollect another time. Well, dadgummit. What's the matter with me?
What's the matter?
Look what I done.
Huh?
Put this picture here in the temporary throwaway stack. It's supposed to go in the safe permanent stack.
Well, what picture's that?
Listen here. Showing them driving the Golden Spike in the first cross-country railroad of America.
Oh, that thing, yeah.
May 10th, 1869.
Lord me, have you had that long?
No, not quite. It's when they driv the Golden Spike. See there?
Golden Spike? What's the matter? Couldn't they get a regular orange kind?
Yeah, I reckon they could, but they never wanted to.
Well, that sounds like an awful waste of money to me.
Abner, you don't get the
Say,
idea.
who's that old man with the whiskers there? The one standing there in the middle of the track pounding on the rail with that sledgehammer. He don't look like he ought to be doing that kind of work. Look there, he's got a high silk hat on out there. A gandy dancer with a high silk hat. Now, you know that ain't right.
Well, he don't do that kind of work.
Well,
Regular.
I never thought so. He looks like more one of the passengers on the train. Don't reckon he got on the train and forgot his pocketbook and they're making him work his way across the country, do you?
Abner, if you'll just let me explain it to you.
I still say that's too hard a work for an old man like that to be doing. And the worst part of it is, why, everybody else is just standing around watching him. Them snakes in the weeds.
Abner, he never forgot his pocketbook. That's the president of the railroad.
The president?
Why, sure.
For the land's sakes. I never thought the president of a railroad had to work like that. Get out there and swing a sledgehammer all day. I thought they hired fellas for work like that.
Well, Abner, what he's doing there is pounding in that Golden Spike I was telling you about.
Oh, well, no wonder.
What do you mean, no wonder?
Well, no wonder he has to do that work himself, huh? If he had sense enough not to waste all that money buying them gold spikes, why, he could hire some workers. So that he's worse than a woman when it comes to run the business.
Well, Abner, you still don't get the idea. They was just trying to make a big to-do out of it. Have a big celebrate.
Well, that ain't my idea of a celebrate, swinging a sledgehammer all day. Another thing, why don't he do something about them 2 trains there?
What's the matter with them?
Look at them. They're standing there facing one another.
Well, what of it?
Well, quick as the president gets done building that track there, them 2 trains are going to start up, and I know that that's going to be the dad-blamedest wreck you ever seen in your life long.
That's right, ain't it?
They'll bump sure as the world.
You know, Abner, this picture might be more valuable than I ever allowed it was.
Huh?
If them 2 locomotives did start up, this is more than likely the last picture ever made of them.
Or the president.
Yeah, I don't believe they'd do that, though. Especially with all them people there to warn them. And the president of the railroad right there.
Well, what else could they do?
Well, one of them could back up. Of course, that'd be hard to do, too.
Why?
Well, see, they started building this railroad from each end of the country and met in the middle. So one of them trains is going to have to back up halfway across the United States.
Well, that engineer's going to have an awful crick in his neck time that trip's over, I'll say that for him. You'd have thought they'd have figured that out better before they taken up the railroad business if they was going to do that.
Well, you see, that was back in 1869, May the 10th.
That ain't got nothing to do with
There's
backing,
the
though.
phone again. Better get it, Abner.
Huh?
I don't want to keep working on my desk.
Oh, yeah, I'll get it. Hello, jot 'em down, so we're having a Peabody doing the talking. Yeah, well, now, wait a minute, Emmett. Well, we never sent her out to your place.
Nothing.
Well, now, simmer down a minute, Emmett. Just let me... Well, listen to me, Emmett. I want to... Yeah, well, Emmett, let me... Here, Long, you talk to him. I can't get a word in edgewise.
Give me the phone.
Yeah, take it.
Hello, Emmett. This is Lum.
Hollering his head off.
Well, wait a minute. Well, listen, Emmett. Well, no use. I think even with a man as mad as Emmett is.
So if he's clean off the handlebars, he's flipped his lid there, you know it?
No, Abner, we can't let this go on no longer. We've just got to get shut of that woman. 6 months guarantee or no 6 months guarantee.
Well, how are we going to do it, Bob?
I don't know, but beginning right now, we've got to study up some way to get Miss Hartford out of this store. We've just got...
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
I know his Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, Jot 'em Down store. This is Lum and Abner.
Now let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, as we look in on the little community today, we find the old fellows in the Jot 'em Down store trying to find a way to get rid of their new general manager. Listen.
Don't talk so loud. She's right back there in the feed room.
Well, Mom, I've been studying on this all night, and the only way I could think of to get shut of Miss Hartford is just to get a shotgun and fill it full of bacon rind and haul off and...
Shotgun?
Yeah. Oh, I forgot she's liable to hear me. Yeah. I bound you, she'd take you right out of here like a scared rabbit toad.
No, I don't believe that word. It ain't gentlemanly for one thing. Shooting a shotgun full of bacon rind at a lady. Besides, I don't know where we could get the bacon.
Well, Lord me, we got 3 pigs right out there back of the store.
Yeah, but she collected them on store bills. It'd be worse than ever, using her own pig to far at her with. Adding insult to injury, you might say.
Well, let's see, where else could we get some bacon rind around here?
No, Abner, that idea's out. That wouldn't be nice. We've got to find some legal way to get shut of her.
Legal, huh?
Yeah, maybe find her a good job somewhere else or something. We don't want to do nothing to hurt her feelings.
Well, I'm afeard that would, Lord.
Even though she is doing everything wrong, she does work hard. You got to admit that.
Yeah, she works hard. And she works us hard, too. That's the part I'm objecting to, right?
Peabody!
Uh-oh. Yes, Mom.
I thought I told you to build some new pens for that livestock.
Yes, Mom.
That little enclosure you built yesterday isn't half big enough.
No, Mom. I'll get at it right away.
Good. I have to be gone for a few minutes. Business appointment. When I get back, I want to see something accomplished.
Yes, Mom. Take your time.
I'll be back in about... Oh, by the way, Edwards.
Yes, Miss Hartford.
Do we have to have that thing sitting there?
You mean Abner?
What's wrong with me?
I mean that thing over there.
Oh,
That big gallon bottle there lying on its side.
That,
Abner. Looks terrible on that shelf. Prominent thing in the store.
We tried it on the floor, but it never looked no better.
Well, that's the first thing you see when you come in here.
Yes,
terrible.
I know. That's why we picked that place out, so you could see it good.
You mean you put it there on purpose?
Why, sure. Oh, it'd break Grandpappy Spears' heart if we never. See, he gave that to me and Abner for Christmas one year.
An empty bottle.
Bless his heart. Yes, Mom, he worked a long time on that.
Oh, yes, he did. I believe he must have worked at least 3 years on it. I recollected they brung it over here and helped us set it up there on a shelf.
Now, wait a minute. Why would anybody give you an empty bottle for Christmas?
Well, you don't get the idea, Miss Hartford. It weren't exactly the present, it was the spirit behind it.
Yeah, it was just 'cause he worked so hard on it.
Worked so hard on what?
The boat.
The boat?
Sure.
You saw big bottles with boats in them. They have them setting up over fireplaces and all such as that.
Oh, yes, I've seen them, but there's no boat in that bottle.
I know it, but don't never mention that in front of Grandpap.
Oh, no, Grandpap's awful sensitive about it.
See, he built a boat for it, but he never could figure out how to get it inside the bottle. He worked for 3 years trying to figure that out.
Yeah, we've got the boat around here somewhere, or did have. It was here for, I don't know how long. The young'uns played with it around here.
Where?
Fine on, give up. Decided he better not wait for another Christmas, so he just brung both the bottle and the boat over here.
Yeah, he's awful sweet.
Thought maybe we could figure out how to do it.
Yeah, thoughtful. Reckon how you do that. Do you know Miss Hartford?
No, I don't.
There must be some trick to it some way or other.
I don't know, but I believe you've got to start with the boat and build the bottle around it.
Yeah. Or maybe bust the bottle and take, no. It'll give you the same trouble. You can't have them oars on there.
I haven't got time to listen to this discussion any longer. Got to run across the street for a minute. Oh, I should have known better than to bring that up.
Oh. I reckon where she's going anyway, Lum. What's this business appointment she's got, you reckon?
More than likely she's going out to do some more collecting.
Oh.
Bring in some more pigs and ducks and all such as that.
No, doggies, that reminds me I better get out there and build them pens, too. I wish she'd give up that collecting idea and let us go bankrupted in peace around here.
Yeah, we got to put a stop to that some way.
Yeah, come on, Lum. Why don't you go out there and back and help me build them pens or enclosures or whatever she calls them?
I don't even know what an enclosure is.
I don't know. I'll put up something out there for her.
I'd love to, Abner, but I just ain't got time.
Ain't got time. What do you got to do?
I got to clean out my desk.
Clean out your desk? Lum, you've been working on that thing 3 days hand running.
I know, but that's a big job. You have to sort out all the stuff, go through everything.
Lum, you just sort out everything from one pile into another, no. You got that desk stacked up higher right now than it was the day you started cleaning it up.
Well, the reason it looks that way is because I've sort of loosened it up now. Now I can really roll up my sleeves and pitch in and go to work on it.
Now, Lum Edders, you know good and well you ain't never going to get that thing cleaned up. So you might just as well come on out and back here and help me.
Abner, you better hurry up or she's going to come back here and find you ain't started to work yet.
No.
She said that business appointment of hers wouldn't take but a few minutes.
Yeah, I'd still love to know what that appointment of hers is all about. Running across the street to somebody. Reckon who she's going to see?
I don't know.
You don't reckon she's seeing about another job, do you?
No, we ain't that lucky.
She might be getting a job over at Keelan Weehunt's blacksmith shop.
Now, what would she do over there?
She could shoe mules, that woman could. Dogged, I'm glad I ain't a mule.
I wouldn't take one of my mules down there.
I wouldn't take me down there.
If he ever kicked at her, she'd beat him to death.
Oh, Lordy alive. Yeah, she'd stomp him, hit him right between the ears, knock him right to his knees. You know, Lum, if that woman had any sense at all, she'd get herself another job, you know it?
What makes you say that?
Well, according to her, we're going bankrupted here, ain't we? That don't sound like much of a job to me. Working for some outfit that's going busted, that's plumb silly.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
And all that collecting she's doing, that ain't doing no good. All she's bringing in here is pumpkins and chickens and hogs. No money at all.
Yeah, well, it just stands to reason that she ain't got no head for business.
No.
But what can you expect? She's a woman.
Yeah. And the worst part of it is not everything she brings in here is something that eats.
Looks like it don't.
If she's gonna bring in pigs, I wish she wouldn't bring in such hungry ones. Seems to me like all I did is lug feed out there to them critters. I'm afeard to step in a pan, they'll take a leg off of you.
I can't see where we're no better off.
We're worse.
They're going to eat up more than the bill she collected amounted to.
They've done did it.
But it's like I say, what else can you expect from a woman? They just don't know nothing about business, looks like.
Yeah, Miss Hartford don't, or else she wouldn't want to keep working here, going broke like she claims we are.
Granny, Abner, wait a minute. I believe I'm getting a idea.
Huh?
Yes, sir. I think I know a way to get shut of her.
Well, I don't. Let's do it. Let's do it right now. What is it?
Wait a minute. Let me tell you what it is.
I don't care what it is. I'm for it 100%.
Well, here's the whole thing. If we're going broke, like she says, we can't pay nobody their wages, can we?
Why, of course not.
And if we can't pay wages to our help, they can't afford to work for us no more, can they?
I get it. That's it, Mom. Hooray for bankruptcy. Glad we're going through it. Hooray.
Yeah, when she comes back, I'm going to say, Miss Hartford, I've got something to tell you.
That's the time.
We made you general manager and give you a 6-month guarantee, and we're going to stick to it. But there's just one trouble. We're bankrupted, so natural we can't pay you no wages.
That'll do it right there.
Then I'll say now...
You don't need to say no more. You've done said it. All right, Doggies, let me shake your hand, Lum. When it comes to genuine imitation brain thinking, you're a genius. A genius.
Well, I wouldn't go so first to say that.
Well, you are. I bet that little old brain of yours had just turned handsprings and flip-flops up there in that head of yours, working all the time.
Well, you know more about it than I do. You may be right. I don't know.
Well, what do you know about that? I know more than a genius does. Doggies, it's wonderful to be smart, ain't it?
It's going to be wonderful to have the store to ourselves again, bankrupted or any other way.
Oh, no. Feel good just to sit down again and take things easy.
I think I'll just call up Miss Emmeline right now and tell her I'm ready to take over my coaching job again. I'm going to study up some of the trickiest plays any football team in this country's ever saw.
Yeah, I'm going to call up Grandpappy Spears and tell him we can start our checker games up again now.
I was thinking of a play just the other night, Abner. A double Statue of Liberty.
Double?
Yeah, have two statues. One facing one direction.
Wait a minute. Here she comes along. Miss Hartford, get ready to tell her now.
Yeah, this is the minute I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
Let me do all that.
Yeah, sure, you go ahead. Say it just like you said it to me.
Right now.
Yeah.
Well, back already, Miss Hartford?
Yes? How are you coming with the pen, Peabody?
Oh, just fine and dandy, I reckon.
Say, Miss Hartford, I've got something to tell you.
Oh, fine, Edwards. But first I want to tell you the good news.
Good news?
Yes, I've just made a deal with Ezra Seastrunk to buy all the livestock we take in on collections. So we're back on a cash basis and out of the red.
Oh.
Now we can all start drawing our salaries. What do you think of that?
Fine.
Fine.
And now, Edward, what was it you wanted to tell me?
Huh? Oh, nothing. Just nothing.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
I know his Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, as we look in on the little community today, we find the old fellows in the Jot 'em Down store resting after some heavy work. Listen.
Oh, my aching back. My aching back.
Well, why don't you sit down for a minute, Lum? If your back's bothering you so much, just sit down and take it easy now.
Well, we ain't half done with shoving this stuff around, and Miss Hartford said we were supposed to get everything moved away from the walls so as the painters could start in.
I know she did, but what does she want to paint this place in here for? So it looks all right to me the way it is.
Does to me, too, but she said it has to be painted, and I reckon that's that.
Huh.
Oh, my back, it's killing me.
Well, I still don't see why you don't sit down and rest a little. If I see her coming, Lum, I'll let you know. I'll watch for her, honest I will.
Yeah, I believe I will.
Yeah, sit down there and take it easy.
War to a frazzle. War to a frazzle.
Well, just rest now.
Abner, I just can't stand this much longer. I think what I've got is a saprochiliac.
Well,
That's what's wrong with my back, a saprochiliac.
well, no wonder it's killing you.
No, it's terrible. Man, my condition ought to be down in bed, actually.
Yeah, well, just what is that suffering celiac, Lum?
Saprochiliac.
Oh, well, whatever it is, what's the name of it? What is it?
Well, that's one of the vitamins in your spinal column gets thrown out of kilter.
When one of the what?
The vitamin. No, wait a minute. One of the vertebrates. That's what I mean, I think.
Did one of your verters break?
Must have.
Well, now, just exactly what are they?
Well, they're like, well, let's see. You saw a banana stalk, ain't you?
Banana stalk.
Yeah, with all the bananas off of it, I mean.
Oh, my, did you swallow one of them things?
Of course not, silly.
Well, how did it get in your spinal columns then?
It never. I never swallowed no banana stalk.
Well, what'd you do, just eat the bananas off of it? You ought to known better than to eat that many long.
I don't even eat bananas.
Well, what were you doing eating them all off the stalk then?
Oh, I mean, it looked like that.
Who does?
A banana stalk in my spinal column.
Oh, you poor feller. Dogged, I better call Doc Miller right away and get him over here, Lum, and let him take a look at you.
No, Abner, don't call Doc Miller.
Better call him before it's too late now, Lum.
Your spinal column looks like a banana stalk, too.
Mine?
Why, sure.
Well, you know I ain't been feeling my level best lately. Reckon I caught it from you?
No, everybody's spinal column looks like a banana stalk.
Lum, must be an epidemic going around. What do you reckon I ought to do for it, Lum?
Ain't nothing you can do for it.
Oh, deadly stuff, huh? Just have to wait your time out. Dogged, everything happens to us, Lum. Lum, I better lay down. I'm a sick man.
Abner,
I don't feel
get up
good.
from there. You ain't sick. I'm the one that's feeling bad.
Well, you just got a worse case of it than I have, Lum. I'll get worse later on. I know I will.
No, you won't, Abner.
You're just saying that trying to make me feel good. That's what you're doing.
No, I ain't. This ain't nothing you can catch.
Huh?
All I meant was that one of the vertimins in my spinal column slipped out of joint on account of all this heavy lifting Miss Hartford's having us do.
Well, I must have it too then, 'cause I've lifted just as much stuff as you have. Fact is, I've lifted more, Lum.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it at all.
Yeah, all them heavy feed sacks there. You wanted me to lift them because you said the dust from that feed bothered your asthma, so I lifted every one of them sacks of feed.
Well, it does, too.
Yeah, I thought I ain't a-complaining. I don't want your asthma to get no worse, but,
Why don't we let Miss Hartford do that lifting?
well, that's what we ought to do. But how you going to get her to do it?
That woman is going to kill us if we don't get shut of her.
Oh, yeah.
I don't ever recollect working as hard in my life as we've had to for the last week.
Well, I don't as long. Let's just think of some way to get her out of here. Yeah, that idea we had yesterday never worked at all. That sounded like a good one, but it never worked.
She mixed us up there.
Yeah.
I thought surely she'd quit when we told her we couldn't pay her wages, but then she come in here and said we was back on a cash base, so everybody could start drawing their wages again.
Yeah. Reckon how she ever talked Ezra Seastrunk into paying her cash money for all that livestock that she taken in on the bills that way.
I don't know. Looks like she can talk anybody into anything.
Either talk them into it or threaten them into it one.
All I know is we ain't bankrupted no more.
No, Dad blame it. We're the unluckiest two fellers in this whole world.
Yeah, we get all the bad breaks, it looks like.
If it ain't one thing, it's another. Uh-oh. There it comes, too.
Is Miss Hartford coming back?
No, Cedric Weehunt.
Oh, well, Cedric's all right.
Yeah, but you know what he'll say. He'll start asking why you ain't been over there coaching a football team. Telling you how much they need you since Miss Emmeline's taken over the coaching job herself and all that.
Yeah, well, it is a shame them boys can't have a regular man coach. A woman's place definite ain't on the football diamond.
The way the women folks is running this town, I think their place is anywhere. Howdy, Cedric. Come on in.
Onward, Pine Ridge, onward, Cedric. Hail to the pink and green. Howdy, fellers.
For the land's sake, Cedric, what in the world have you got on there?
It's my sweater.
Sweater?
Ain't that the prettiest pink you ever seen? Got it on account of our school colors, you know, pink and green.
Oh.
My football sweater.
Well, where's the green? I don't see none of that, Cedric.
Oh, that's on the back of my sweater. Looky here, see?
Yeah, turn around a little more. Well, I do know.
Can you read what it says?
Yeah, look at there, Lum. Cedric Weehunt, Star Possum.
It looks good, don't it?
What's that number there, Cedric? That there 72 on there.
Oh, that means class of 72.
Oh.
That's when I aim to graduate from high school. With good luck, that is.
Well, do all the fellers on the team wear sweaters like that now, Cedric?
No, Mom, just the star player of the team.
Oh, I see.
And that's me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Clarabelle knitted it for me. Boy.
Did she sew that printing on the back there, too?
No, Mom, that was my own idea.
Yeah, I figured something like that.
Yeah, I had my mama put that on there. Just look at that sweater, though. That's knitting. That's what I mean, brother.
Well, there's a lot of it, I'll say that for it. Comes might nigh down to your knees. I thought you had a bathrobe on when you first walked in here, Cedric.
It's a long one.
Yeah, she put plenty of yarn in that, I'll say that for
You
her.
ain't selfish.
No.
It's got a concealed change pocket, too, but I don't use it.
Well, why don't you?
'Cause I can't reach it. It's down too far.
Oh, yeah, see, now that would give you a little trouble there.
Well, Clarabelle must feel different towards you now if she went to all the bother to knit that sweater for you.
Oh, she does. I'm her hero now.
Yeah.
Fact is, I'm the hero of practical every girl in school.
Is that right?
Oh, Mr. Abner, I'll tell you, boy. I'll tell you.
Well, good for you, Cedric.
And you know what?
No, what?
Don't tell this to nobody.
Oh, I won't breathe it to a soul. Don't worry about that, Cedric.
I heard Winifred Redfield say that I was her swoon goon.
Swoon goon?
Yes, Ma. Boy.
Well, is that good, Cedric?
Well, it ain't bad.
A funny sounding name.
Boy, am I glad I taken up football. It's made me more popular than my Social Security card even. Oh, brother, am I living.
Well, looking at you in that sweater, it's sort of hard to say, Cedric.
Reet.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I said reet. Don't ask me what it means, though.
Oh.
Well, I better be getting over to football practice. They can't do nothing there without the star player. Little old yours truly.
Oh.
By the way, Cedric, how's the new coach coming along?
Oh, Miss Emmeline's just doing dandy fine. She just tells the other fellers to throw the ball to me, and that's all they are to it.
Oh.
Well, don't any of the players miss their former coach?
Oh, who do you mean, Mr. Lum?
Never mind, just skip it.
Oh, better get out of here.
What's the trouble now, Cedric?
There goes a bunch of girls across the street.
Well, what's wrong with that?
Well, I better get over there so they can see me. I'm their hero, and they're all in love with me, you know.
Oh, natural, yeah.
Gotta catch up with them and ask them if they want my autograph.
Yeah,
too.
that'd be nice of you, Cedric.
Awful strain on me, but that's what I get for being so wonderful. So long.
So long, Cedric. For the land sakes alive. I never saw such a change in a boy in my life.
Oh, that done it. That done it.
I just can't imagine some girl being in love with him.
Well, that's sort of the way love is. Blind, you know.
It must be blind if they're in love with Cedric.
Everybody falls in love sometime or other with somebody.
Even Miss Hartford?
Even her. It could happen to her, I think.
Well, I don't know, Seems to me that if you're going to fall in love...
Now, Granny, wait a minute.
Huh?
I believe I got another idea.
Now, wait a minute, Lum. You ain't going to fall in love again, are you?
I ain't, but Miss Hartford is.
Huh?
That's the answer to our problem. We can't get shut of her till her 6 months are up, but if we can get her to fall in love, she'll forget all about running the store and everything else.
Yeah, but, Lum, who in the world can we get her to fall in love with?
I don't know, but there's a man Summers in Pine Ridge that's heading for a big romance. All we gotta do is to find. Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
I know this Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
Now let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, as we look in on the little community today, we find the old fellows in their jot-em-down store running over a list of possible fiancés for Miss Hartford. Listen.
Well, let's see. There's, Granville Watts.
No, he won't do, Abner. Who's next on your list?
Sam Butler.
No, I don't believe we could get Miss Hartford to fall in love with him.
No, Sam ain't exactly her type, I wouldn't say.
He ain't romantic.
No.
That's his trouble. Sort of dull.
Yeah, Lauren Spinks.
No.
Well, he ain't dull, Lum. He's an interesting feller, Lauren. He's the only man in Cherry Hill with one web foot.
I know it, but
He can swim in a circle better than anybody I ever seen in my life. Fact is, that's the only way he can swim on account of that web foot of his, and he goes around circles.
Yeah, but I don't believe they could strike up much of a romance swimming around in a circle, that'll be.
Not unless they're down there at the mill pond. That's round. Be handy there.
So I believe we ought to try to find somebody right here in Pine Ridge for her.
Yeah, all right. I've got some more names on my list here. See, Lawrence, said him, Gilroy Adams.
No.
Well, he's nice and polite. Gilroy. Grandpappy Spears says Gilroy always says hello when he meets him on the street. Shows right there how nice he is. Tips his hat to the women folks, and when he pours his coffee out in a saucer, he don't blow on it like the average fella. He fans it with his hat. He's got manners.
Yeah, but did you ever hear Gilroy say any more than just hello?
Well,
now, you sit down for a conversation with him, he says hello, and that's the end of the conversation right there.
He ain't talkative, I'll say that for him. No.
Oh, he's nice and polite. I know that.
Yeah.
He's too nice a feller to play such a dirty trick on, to tell you the truth.
Well, how about this one here, then? Charlie Redfield. He ain't too nice.
He's a widower with a grown daughter big enough to whip Miss Hartford if she's managed to do it.
Well, I don't know. I believe Miss Hartford'd be more than a match for Winifred Redfield. That is, less than, of course, Winifred gets to biting. That girl's got the biggest set of teeth in Polk County. She can eat a ear of corn through a picket fence, that girl can. No, I believe that'd be a toss-up twixt them two, Lum.
Well, Abner, we ain't trying to start a fight. That ain't the idea. We're trying to work up a romance here.
Yeah. Ain't a whole lot of difference, though, when you come right down to it. One of them leads to the other.
Yeah, that's right, too.
They'll fist fight. I don't care how much in love they're.
Be an interesting fight, all right.
Yeah, I still think Charlie Redfield would be a good choice, Lum. I've been wanting to get even with that varmint for a long time.
Yeah, but he ain't our man. We need a younger feller that she could get interested in. Who else you got on your list?
Let me look here. I scribbled this in a hurry. It's sort of hard for me to read. Howard Polk. He don't live in Pine Ridge, but he drives a milk truck. Comes through here a couple of times a week. She could have a date with him every Monday and Thursday.
No, we want somebody she can have a date with every day.
Oh.
You got to keep her mind off in the store all the time, not just once in a while.
Well, I don't believe he could afford to bring that truck through here every day. It wouldn't pay him, I don't believe.
Well, that's the only way we could get any rest around here and get to run the store to suit ourselves again.
Yeah, well, I'm for that part of it. About the only other feller on this list, though, I got here is Fatty Thompson and you.
Me?
Yeah, it don't leave much of a choice, does it? Who'd want old Fatty Thompson?
Well, I don't care about Fatty Thompson, but what I want to know is how did my name get on that list?
Well, I was just setting down all the legible bachelors in town, that's all.
Well, as far as she's concerned, I ain't legible.
Oh.
Besides, my hand's done been took. Leastways, that's the way I feel about it.
Miss Emmeline, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh.
She's the only woman I ever seen that I hope that someday would answer to the name of Miss Eddardge.
Well, I didn't think she's even speaking to you now.
Miss King Eddardge. It's all right for her to go ahead and call herself that.
Well, ain't Miss Emmeline mad about you taking over her having to take over your job of coaching her football team?
Well, football season can't last forever.
No.
I'm sort of waiting around till basketball season opens up to propose to her.
Just dribble a proposal, sort of, huh?
Yeah, you might say. Free toss. Anyway, you can just take my name off of that list.
Well, all right. See where I put you down here so I can rub it out. Here you are. Wait a minute.
Before you rub it out.
One more name here I never read. Oh, that's just Mose Moots, so I didn't read it.
Well, the way I look at it, we'll have Mose Moots.
Huh?
Granny's, maybe he's our man.
Mose Moots here?
Why, sure. He's always made his brags about being so proud he's a bachelor, and he's always going to stay that way.
Yeah, well, I'd think we wouldn't have a chance with him on that account, too long.
Oh, no, they're just the kind that fall the hardest.
Yeah, huh?
I'd love to see him fall in love, too. Tickle me to death, him and his brags.
Oh, that does seem funny. Old Mose mooning around, casting sheep eyes.
Oh, he'd be worse than anybody. Yes, sir, I think he's our man, all right.
Well, now, just how do we go about getting them two to fall in love, though?
Yeah, well, now there's our big problem.
Yeah, that's a big one.
It ain't gonna be easy no matter how you look at it.
Can't very well send Miss Hartford down to Mose's barber shop to get a shave and a haircut.
No.
Hey, how about a shampoo?
No thanks.
Huh?
Oh, excuse me. Guess I forgot and thought I was down there myself.
Your mouth ain't full of lather, is it?
Just so I say no thanks automatic whenever Mose asks me about a shampoo.
Well, I never can
Generally
say nothing.
tries to get your mouth full of lather so you can't say no.
Oh, he'll stick that brush in there and then ask you something you couldn't say no if your life depended on it.
Put one of them hot towels on your face. I've seen him carry a towel across that barber shop on a stick and drap it on your face. It just scalds you.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen him run out that front door there screaming bloody murder.
Yeah, well, reckon we can get Miss Hartford to go down there for a shampoo?
No. Women folks never go in there. Old Charity goes in there once in a while to get Grandpap and drag him home, but that's about all. I think we ought to have 'em meet social.
Social?
Yeah, at a party or over to somebody's house for supper. Wait a minute, that's what we ought to do. You invite both of 'em over to your place for supper tonight. Introduce 'em proper, and half the battle is won right there.
Invite 'em over to our place? Well, now, wait a minute, Lum. I don't
You
know.
won't have no trouble. You know good and well Mose will come. He wouldn't turn down a free meal no matter who asked him.
No, I know, Lum, but I just...
imagine Miss Hartford's getting pretty tired of eating that rich restaurant food every night down at Luke Spear's lunchroom.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure she'll jump at the chance to have a home-cooked supper.
Yeah, but, Lum, they ain't the ones I'm worried about. It's Elizabeth.
Well, what about her?
Lum, you ain't a married man. You don't know about such things. You can't just call up your woman and tell her you're dragging home a whole batch of folks for supper.
Ain't a whole batch, just two's all. Go on now, get on the phone call her.
Well, now, Lum...
Go on now, you don't want to go on living this way, do you? Having Miss Hartford boss us around the rest of our lives, working our heads to the bone.
Of course I don't.
All right then, get on the phone.
All right, Doggies, I'll do it.
Oh, wait, dadgummit, there comes Miss Hartford.
Huh?
Can't very well call right in front of her.
Oh, well.
Tell you what you better do. Go over to Dick Huddleston's and make your phone calls from there.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's what I'll do.
Better slip out the back way so she won't ask you where you're going.
Yeah, I'll go through the...
And when you talk to Mose, better not mention to him who else is coming.
I won't.
And hurry right back. Don't leave me over here by myself with her. Good afternoon, Miss Hartford.
Hello, Edward. Got all that stuff moved out from under the counters?
Why, well, you see, Mom, we...
Oh, you haven't.
Well, you see, Miss Hartford, me and...
Why haven't you done it? What have you been doing all this time?
Well, for one
Why are
thing,
you sitting down?
Of course, we...
Where's Peabody?
Peabody?
Peabody!
He ain't here right now. He'll be back pretty quick, though.
Oh. Well, where is he?
Well, he went over across the street to sort of make some connections, you might say.
Oh, I see. Well, what about all that stuff under the counters? I expect the painters tomorrow, and we've got to be ready for them. We can't expect them to move all that stuff, at least not at the price we're having to pay them. I'm trying to get this job done as economically as possible.
Yes, Mom.
Now, as soon as Peabody gets back, you better have him help you.
Yes, Mom. Say, Miss Hartford.
Yes?
There's something I wanted to ask you.
Well, what is it?
Have you read any good books lately?
Well, yes, I read Maxwell's Guide to Better Management, Labor Relations.
No, I mean something more like love novels. Like, say, for instance, Love Twixt Golden Strands. We've got it around the store here, son.
I don't have time for any of that tripe.
Miss Hartford.
Yes?
Have you ever noticed that good-looking feller that runs the barber shop?
Mr. Mooch, you mean?
Yeah, you're awful nice feller.
Nice. That one-horse, egotistical, smart aleck?
Huh?
I've never met a more insulting individual in all my life.
Do you know him?
Know him. I just spent the last half hour down there trying to collect a 3-year-old bill from him. That cheap tin-type barber. If I ever set eyes on him again, I might forget I'm a lady.
Oh, my goodness.
I never met anybody that I instinctively disliked more than I do him. Why, there's the poorest excuse for a human being I've ever seen in my life. Makes me mad just to think about him.
Yeah.
Why
Me
did you
too.
ask if I noticed?
Oh, no reason at all. Just forget it.
After this, don't even mention his name around me. That's the most loathsome
I
person.
don't get it's all fixed up. Oh, howdy, Miss Hartford.
Hello, Peabody.
Say, Miss Hartford, tonight me and Elizabeth want you to... What'd you say, Long?
I want to talk to you back in the feed room.
Yeah, just a minute. Miss Hartford, me and Elizabeth want you to take supper over at our place with us tonight.
Oh, that's funny.
Well, thank you, Peabody. I'd like to very much.
Oh, my goodness.
What's the matter, Long?
Never mind. It's too late. Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
I dog his Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, Jot 'em Down store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, as we look in on the little community today, we find Abner in the Jot 'em Down store telling Lum the horrible details of the gay little supper party. Listen.
Well, why in the world didn't you tell me, Lum, that Miss Hartford and Mose hated and despised one another?
I tried to tell you yesterday when you were starting to invite Miss Hartford over to your place, but you wouldn't listen to me. Just went right on ahead and invited her.
Lum, I couldn't tell what you was about. When I left the store to go over to Dick Huddleston's to call Elizabeth and Mose Moots, why, them was our plan. Facts is, it was all your own idea.
Well, I know it was.
You said call Elizabeth and tell her that Miss Hartford and Mose Moots is coming over there for supper.
Yeah, I know, but
and then call Mose and invite him. And that's exactly what you said.
Abner, I know all that, but
so that's what I do. When I get back to the store, there you are standing there saying,
Well, see, when you was over making the calls, Miss Hartford come in and started telling me how much she despised Mose.
Telling you?
Yeah, she just been down to the barber shop trying to collect a bill from him, and he practically throwed her out, near as I can figure.
Well, why in the world didn't you tell me that, Lum? Instead of letting me go ahead and have them two wildcats over to my place for supper.
Well, I just figured it's too late then. Didn't want to worry you none by telling you.
I dog his Lum, you're a traitor, that's what you are. I always thought you was a true friend of mine, but you're a traitor.
I am a true friend, Abner.
You are not done it,
I'm
no, sir.
sorrowful it turned out that way.
Traitor.
Was it pretty bad?
Pretty bad. You just ought to have been there.
They never fist fought, did they?
It would have been better if they had all. Them looks they's throwing across the table at one another was more deadly than any left hook I ever seen, and I saw some pretty good ones.
Give each other mean looks, huh?
Oh, no, did they? And talk mean, too.
What did they say?
Well, I don't recollect exactly what they said, but they was so dad-blame polite to one another. That's what made me notice it.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I could tell they was talking mean. And that's what made me figure out that they hated one another, too.
Yeah, that's usually a sign, all right, being polite.
Oh, they was the politest two critters that ever drove a chair to the same table.
Well, what did they talk about?
Oh, nothing. They was just polite. Me and Elizabeth had to do all the talking. It'd be quiet for a while, and then I'd remark that the weather was turning off cool, and Elizabeth would agree with me.
Well, that's nice. That's the first time I ever heard of her agreeing with you, too.
Well, we got along pretty good last night. If she hadn't agreed, I wouldn't have said nothing about it. I wouldn't have got a fight started in that gang for nothing. That would have been a free-for-all if you ever seen one.
Yeah.
But we've sat there, and it'd be quiet for a while again, and pretty soon Elizabeth would bring up the subject about the weather turning off cool, and I'd agree with her.
Is that all you talked about, the weather turning off cool?
Near as I can recollect now, that's just about the only subject we've taken up. And the weather hadn't even turned off cool. That's the worst part about it.
No, it hadn't.
No, about the same weather we've had for a month.
But it'd give you something to talk about.
Yeah, but that Lum was the worst one evening I ever spent in my whole life.
Oh, I knowed it was going to be bad. Just knowed it.
Why, it was so quiet most of the time, all you could hear was the eating. And I was doing all that.
Well, didn't they eat?
Poked around at their grub a little. Mose had balanced a few peas on his knife, but you could tell his heart wasn't in it at all. He never floated one biscuit in the gravy, not one.
Goodness, he must have been upset.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, when Mose don't eat, he's in a bad way.
Then Elizabeth, she seen that they weren't eating, and that hurt her feelings, and she couldn't eat nothing.
Well, you couldn't blame her none after she went to all the bother to set them extra plates on there.
Oh, yeah.
Choke out extra biscuits.
Yeah. Facts is it affected my eating, too. I don't believe I had over 4 or 5 extra helpings or nothing.
Just lost your appetite, huh?
Yeah, Plumb lost it. This let something like that upset
Well,
me.
something like that will affect the feller's eating all right. How long did they stay after supper?
Too dead blame long, I know that. They sat there for, doggone, I don't know how long it was.
Well, they must have enjoyed themselves a little then if they stayed that long.
That weren't the reason. I'll tell you what it was. They'd have feared that if one of them got up to leave, while the other would have to leave too, and then they'd have to walk home together.
Well, how'd they finally get out of there then?
Well, all about, must have been 10 o'clock, I reckon it
Oh,
was.
goodness. Right, and I spent the night.
Yeah. Mose got up to get another toothpick about then.
Another toothpick.
Oh, he must have wore out at least a half dozen toothpicks while he's sitting there,
Well,
chewing on them, worse than having a sweet gum brush in his mouth. Anyway, when he went out to get that last one, why, he got tangled up in them poor tears that got hanging there twixt the parlor and the dining room, you know.
oh, yeah.
Them green ones with the tassels on them.
Yeah, them is bad if you ain't looking.
Yeah, well, he got his knee hung there in some of them ropes some way. And when Miss Hartford seen that he was caught, why, she was out that front door like a bolt of lightning. So, and me and Elizabeth went to bed.
Well, what about Mose?
I don't know.
Just leave him hanging there?
Well, I never paid no attention. I was asleep in
He
it.
must have thought he was caught in a trap.
Coal oil was about burned down in a lamp. I want to get upstairs before it was in the dark. I guess he got loose, though, 'cause he was gone when we got up this morning.
Well,
Yeah, the poor tears had lain there and on the floor, but Mose weren't in them.
well, he's gone then.
Yeah, he got loose.
Well, now, Abner, that you saw them two together, would you say there's any possible chance of a romance twixt them two?
Well, looking at it from every angle, Lum, I'd say no.
That's what I thought.
And
But I'm still convinced that that's what we've got to do, make her fall in love with somebody.
well, I don't believe Mose Moots is our man.
No, I can see that.
Not Mose.
We can't give up, though. That's our only chance to get shut of her. Just got to do it. That's all there are to it.
Yeah, I don't see who it's going to be, Lum. I can't imagine the type of fella we can get to fall in love with that woman.
No, I can't neither. Maybe it'll have to be somebody that ain't never saw her.
How can you fall in love with somebody you never have saw?
With her, that's the easiest way.
Well, yeah, but how would you go about doing it?
I don't know. I'll have to study on that for a while.
You'd better.
What we better do right now is finish up getting ready for them painters. Miss Hartford will be bringing them along any minute now.
Say, maybe we can get one of them.
Who?
The painters?
They've saw her.
Oh, that's right. She made a deal. Oh, well, what else are we supposed to do now?
Oh, mostly move out that bunch of junk I stacked up by the feed room door there.
Well, let's get at it then. Come on, let's get
All
started.
right.
All this moved out, and then maybe we can get a chance to sit down for... What in the world's all this stuff, Lum?
Oh, I don't know. Just some old junk that was stuck away back under the counter. Most of it several years old.
No good no more, huh?
No.
What's in these boxes here? So dusty, I can't even read what it says on them. Cleansing tissue.
Tissue.
Huh?
Oh, yeah, I recollect we bought them things long time ago. That is, some drummer sold them to us.
Oh,
Claimed they was paper handkerchiefs or napkins or something.
for the law me.
Silly idea. Nobody ever take up with an idea like that.
Why, I wouldn't think so, no.
Well, I never even bothered to put them out on the counter.
Just a waste of time would all it be. Well, this here says, Girdles on it. What could that be?
Let's see.
Right there, I can read.
Girdles.
Uh-huh.
Girdles. Two-way...
Well, they still wouldn't be no good, would they?
Oh, no. Bought them things before the war, even.
Huh.
You know how fast women's styles change.
Oh, yeah.
Wouldn't buy them no more.
No, you're right. Just throw them away, too, right now.
Yeah. Women folks think they gotta have fancy, up-to-date stuff.
What in the world's in these little boxes, these nylons? Nylon. What are nylons, Lum?
I don't know. Oh, wait, I think them are women's stockings.
Well, they sure don't know how to spell very well.
More likely just the name of the company that makes them.
Are these too old to be any good, too?
Yeah, couldn't sell anything that old.
Get shut of them, man. Wait a minute, you don't want to throw this away, do you?
What is it?
This magazine, Roaring Western and Super Thrill Stories, July 1939.
Oh, well, I thought we'd done read all the stories in that.
Don't believe I have, no. Let's see
Well,
here.
you can set it aside and look it over later. We better get this stuff out of here now.
All right, the Six Gun Saga of Bannock Gulch. I know I ain't read that one.
Oh, you must have.
Let me look at the end of the story. I can tell if I've read it or not.
Abner, you can do that some other time.
This'll just take a second. Let's see. Continued on page 108. I reckon where 108 would be now.
Right next to 107, silly.
Doggers, you're right. You read this, hadn't you, Lum?
Yeah, but that ain't why I could figure that out.
Slinky Jim climbed stealthily in through the window of the old cabin. When he saw Blake, his black eyes flashed with anger. He reached for his gun and shouted, "Are you lonesome? Do you long for a pen pal?"
What's that? That ain't the way I recollect that story.
What it says right there.
Let's see that.
He reached for his gun and shouted, "Are you lonesome?"
Well, don't yell so loud. You're reading part of an advertisement. That lonesome stuff don't belong in the story. That's part of this advertisement here for some matrimonial bureau.
Doggy, I thought old Slinky Jim was getting kind of soft there.
Yeah. Granny, wait a minute. Matrimonial bureau. Hey, maybe that's what we ought to try.
Well, you can if you want to. I don't think Elizabeth would understand, Mom.
I mean, Miss Hartford, silly. That's it, Abner. Get a paper and pencil.
Huh?
My granny's we'll find a husband for that woman yet. Hurry up, Abner. Get me a pencil. Let's not waste a second. Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
All right, Doggy's Lum, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, Jot 'em Down store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now, let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, as we look in on the little community today, we find the old fellows in their newly painted Jot 'em Down store. Lum has just returned from the post office.
Well, are you sure you look good over at the post office now, Lum, or did you just stand over and talk to Dick Huddleston a while and come on back?
Of course I look good, but we couldn't get no letter from the Matrimonial Bureau no ways. We just wrote 'em yesterday.
In that advertisement, they said prompt reply. P-O-M-P reply.
Well, they couldn't be this prompt, though. I doubt if they've even got our letter yet.
Well, I wish they'd hurry up and get it so as we can get Miss Hartford married off and out of this store here.
Well, of course, now, it ain't going to be that easy, Abner.
Huh?
Even though we do get a hearing from the matrimonial outfit, we've still got to talk Miss Hartford into the idea of getting married.
Oh.
You'll have to admit that she don't seem like the romantic type.
Well, no.
We've got to come up with some feller she likes.
Come up with him?
Yeah. Chances are she won't care at all for the first 4 or 5 they suggest.
Well, now, how's she going to know whether she cares for him or not?
Well, I guess they generally send along a picture and write a letter telling a little about themselves and what different hobbies they're interested in and how much money they've got. She can get a pretty good idea from that.
Well, it's sort of like ordering a suit of clothes out of Wish Book, ain't it?
Well, yeah, you might say that.
Yeah.
And I reckon it ain't such a bad idea at that. This way you get to look 'em over careful instead of falling in love and rushing into it before you know what you're doing.
Yeah, that's where most folks make their mistake, I reckon, that rushing.
This way, if you don't like 'em, you just send their picture back to the bureau, and believe me, that's a heap easier than breaking up an engagement.
Well, do they have order blanks like they do in Wish Books? Just check what size and color hair and shipping weight and all that?
Oh, no, they don't do that. Watch out, Abner. You're going to lean up against that fresh paint there.
Oh, Dad, blame it all. I keep forgetting about that. Look at my suit here. Looks like a convict's. Elizabeth's gonna skin me alive for that.
Well, you ought to watch what you're doing.
Well, you ought to tell me sooner. You never do say watch out till I'm done leaning again it, and then you holler, watch out. Doggies ain't no use to holler then.
Well, I'm having enough trouble looking out for myself.
Just look at that.
But maybe this will get you over that habit of leaning up again everything in the store.
Lum, how can I watch what I'm doing when my eyes are burning so bad I can't hardly see nothing? Look there.
Yeah, that paint is hard on a feller's eyes. Unless it's that smoke out of your pipe. My goodness. Put that thing out, Abner, for pity's sake.
It ain't that. It's this paint. That's what it is. I don't know what Miss Hartford wanted this place painted for no ways. Doggies, they painted over all kinds of figures I had on the wall. I don't know where I'm at now.
I'm glad they painted over them checker scores of yours and Grandpap's.
Me too. I'm even with him again.
But you know, it does make it look better in here, sorta.
Yeah, sorta, I reckon.
Looked all right the way it was, though.
Oh, yeah.
But it does look pretty good painted up this way. Kinda brightens it up.
Well, folks has dropped in here today. They've made nice remarks about it, I'll say that.
I guess Miss Hartford did have a pretty good idea there. Fairly good, anyway.
Yeah, fairly. How come her to ever get that good idea, you reckon?
I don't know. It beats me. And here's something else. Have you noticed how business has picked up? Got more cash on hand now and everything.
Yeah, I noticed that. I looked in the cash drawer back there this morning. There's money in there, all right.
And it's all happened since Miss Hartford's been our general manager.
Yeah, that is peculiar.
Shows right there the store must have been in pretty good shape after all to do so well in spite of her.
Lord, you don't reckon she could have had something to do with things getting better around here, do you?
How could she? She's a woman.
Oh.
You know as well as I do that women folks just ain't got no head for business.
No, that's right. They just don't understand such things at all, you might say.
I can't figure it out myself. Oh, there comes Cedric. Better warn him about the fresh paint.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Cedric, watch out there. There's new paint on the inside of the door.
Whereabouts? Oh, right here, you mean?
Oh, my.
Doggone if it ain't.
I told you not to touch it.
Yes, Mom.
You better not hang around here, Cedric. You'll be covered from head to foot with paint in 2 minutes.
Like you are, huh?
Yeah, like,
Abner's right, Cedric. You better leave. We ain't open for business no ways today.
No, if you run out of peanut butter again, well, you can get some over at Dick Huddleston, Cedric.
Well, all I come in for was to ask if you fellas had saw my autograph book.
Your autograph book?
Yes, Mom. I had it just about full, and I'd hate to lose it now.
Oh, sure. Who all's names have you got in there, Cedric?
Just mine.
Yours? Well, that ain't the idea of an autograph book, Cedric.
Well, that's the idea of mine. See, I've wrote my name on every page, and then whenever anybody wants my autograph, I just tear out a page and hand it to them. Saves me a lot of time and trouble that way.
For the land's sakes.
I save my admirers a lot of time, too. Just hand them a page without waiting for them to ask for it.
That's thoughty of you.
See, the way I look at it, folks are a little bashful around a big football hero like me, and it's hard for them to get up enough courage to ask me.
You figure they're bashful, huh?
Yes, Mom. So far, not a single admirer has asked me. Oh, they're bashful.
Well, that's one way of looking at it, I reckon, Cedric.
You mind if I sort of look around and see if I can find it? I believe I left it in here the other day.
Well, it wouldn't be here now, Cedric. We've cleaned everything out pretty good before the painters come in here.
You might look out back of the store, though, Cedric. We piled a big stack of old stuff we didn't know what to do with back there the other day. It might be in there, I don't know.
You better hurry, though, 'cause the junk man was going to haul all that away today. Might have done been here for all I know.
Well, I'll go back there and look. Got to find that book. I owe it to my public.
Yeah, sure.
You know how it is with us football heroes.
I reckon I do. Oh, that boy, he's getting worse every day.
You think him being such a good football player has sort of went to his head?
Well, now that you mention it, yonder comes Simon Degrees.
Huh?
Ms. Degree, I reckon you'd say.
Oh, her.
Yeah. Huh. Good afternoon, Miss Hartford.
Good afternoon. Been in the paint already, I see, Peabody.
Yes, Mom.
Well, how do you think it looks now?
My suit, you mean?
No, the store.
Oh, store looks fine.
Yeah, we were just talking about it before ever you come in. Thought it looked awful nice.
Well, is an improvement.
Yes, Mom.
Now, sit down. We're going to have a little business meeting, so sit down.
Oh, yes, Mom.
Me too?
Yes, both of you.
Oh, thank you.
You can sit on the corner of my chair here. I'll move over a little.
Now,
get out of my
Are you
lap,
going to listen to me, boys?
Silly.
Well, you skid it under me there. It weren't my trouble. I just move it over a little.
Whenever you're through, I'll start.
Yes, I'm through. I'll sit on the floor here, doggies.
Now, since I've taken over as
lay
general
down.
manager of your store, we've made a few changes. And so far, I'm quite satisfied with our progress. We've gotten the store out of the red and put it on a paying basis. We've done well with the collections and made a deal with Ezra Seastrunk to buy all the poultry and livestock we take in on bills. We've built up our stock of merchandise and, well, now we've got the store looking good. Now we're ready to begin.
Begin?
Yes. We're going to start giving efficient, courteous super service. That's the only way we'll be able to compete in the post-war world. So, beginning today, I'm going to hold regular classes to instruct you in the fundamentals of serving the public and modern salesmanship.
You mean we're going to have to go to school?
Yes, you are.
I ain't going to have to wear rompers, Hammer.
Please.
Well,
We're going to have the most up-to-the-minute store in the country.
Never had no beard at the time.
We're going to be one jump ahead of our competitors. Now, in this store, we're going to have only the finest merchandise.
Well, that's all right. That's what we need. All right.
My stars, what's that?
Oh.
Hey, look at Mr. Abner. I found my old bird whistle back there. Meadowlark.
That in that pile of junk, Cedric?
Yes, Mom. Whippoorwill. You sounded right smart alike, don't you?
Yeah.
I've missed this little old whistle. I just love it.
Did you find your autograph book, Cedric?
No, Mom, but I found some other dandy stuff there.
Dandy stuff.
Yeah, look at this. I'm going to cut this up and make an elastic bandage for my bad knee to wear when I play football. And this here I'm
Wait a
going to
minute, Cedric. Wait a minute. Where did you get that?
Mom?
Why, that looks like a brand new girdle. Where did you get this?
In a box back of the store. There's a whole bunch of them back there. And this here I'm going to
Whole bunch of them.
Yeah, that was some old merchandise I found way back under one of the counters. Too old to be any good, and bought them before the war.
You bought this stuff before the war?
And this here I'm going to cut the top off of it and make a skull cap out of it. Hold my hair down. Gotta look nice now that I'm a hero.
Good grief, let me see that. That looks... My stars, it is. Nylon stockings. Did you find this back there, too?
Yes, Mom, I'm sorry. And this
Now, wait a minute. Are there any more of these stockings back there?
Well, there must be. We throwed a whole lot of them back there.
I never
Oh,
even knew nothing
my
wrong.
goodness. We're going to have the greatest sale any store has ever had.
We are.
Why, we certainly
I've
are.
done it now, ain't I?
This old stuff you were throwing away is priceless. Come on, Edwards, let's go and bring it back in here.
Well, I'm afraid you're too late, Miss Harbord.
Hartford is the name.
Yes, Mom. Well, the junk man just hauled that stuff away.
Granny's, Abner. I believe that's our ring.
I don't Islam, I believe you're right.
I'll see. Hello, jot 'em down, store. This is Lum and Abner.
And now let's see what's going on down in Pine Ridge. Well, as we look in on the little community today, we find Lum and Abner in the Jot 'em Down store, worn out and bedraggled, bidding goodbye to the sale's last customer. Listen.
Yeah, sorry, Miss Watkins, but they're all gone.
Thank goodness they are, too. Granny's, I'm wore to a frazzle. Wore to a frazzle.
Oh, Lord, me and you both know. I bound you every bone in my body is broke into.
There's the worst one thing I've ever been through in my whole life. If we never have another sale in this store, that'll be too quick for me.
If we ever do, I'm going to dress for it the next time, I'll tell you that. Get me some of them shoulder pads that Cedric wears for football and a baseball mask and I don't know what all.
Yeah, if you want my opinions, one of them iron suits of armor would be the best thing.
It might.
Even then, you'd get bent up pretty bad. Get your grill busted in, or whatever they call the front of them suits.
I've got my doubts if anything would be protection against that batch of wildcats. Reckon what makes women folks act that way at a sale?
I don't know, Abner. I just do not know.
All we had on sale was just nylon stockings and them pre-war girdles.
Yeah, it's got me beat. I always knowed the feminine female of the species was the deadliest, but I never knowed they was that deadly.
No, they're deadly, I'll admit that.
Take, for instance, that little old Miss Bartlett. Ordinary, there's the nicest, gentlest woman you want to meet.
Yeah.
Granny, this morning she was knocking some of them big fat women out of her way like her life depended on it.
Oh, she can handle that umbrella. I'll say that for her. Oh, she works that thing overtime. Swinging every which way.
Well, did you see your own woman, Elizabeth?
No. Mom, I'd just rather not talk about that.
I can see now why you don't dilly-dally when she tells you to get home. You've got a second strangler Lewis there, Abner.
Well, I'll admit she was doing better than ordinary today. I'll say that for her. She was a goer.
Well, she sure wasn't going to give up that girdle she had a hold of there. She got that thing away from 5 other women.
Yeah. Well, if she had to be in there fighting, I'm glad she won. Proud I picked the winner.
You know, you have to admit them are pretty good girdles we sell them. But they stand up under that.
Oh, they were stout, all right.
I seen on the box that it said 2-way stretch, but Elizabeth and them other women had that girdle stretching 6 ways at one time.
Yeah, that had me worried, too, there. I was watching that. Them other 5 women had to let go Elizabeth. Had been throwed clean out of the county. Dog, if she ever goes to another one of them sales, I'm going to put a road map in her pocket.
The only thing that saved her was being wedged in that mob there.
Yeah.
You know, I'm surprised there wasn't more casualties than there was. I don't believe more than 5 women had to be carried out.
No, they're all in pretty good condition this year, look like. By the way, where's Miss Hartford? She was here when we started the sale.
I think they got the best of her, too. She went back to the feed room.
Well, she couldn't be no worse off than I am. Dogger, I'm going to be blue and black for 2 months.
Well, I can swear I got 2 broke ribs, but what made me the maddest is when you went away and left me.
Went away?
Yeah, all of a sudden you disappeared, and I never seen you for 10 or 15 minutes.
Oh,
What was the idea of running out of the store?
I never went out of the store. I was right here all the time.
Well, I couldn't see you nowhere.
Well, if you could have cleared them women folks away and looked on the floor, you'd have saw me.
On the floor?
Yes, sir, on the floor.
What was you doing down there?
It weren't my idea. I got shelved down there, trampled on like a rag rug. Found you I've got every size heel mark there is on my back.
Well, why didn't you holler?
I did. Who could hear me hollering over all that scuffling and screeching them women folks are doing?
You must have suffered something wonderful.
I sure did. One time while I was down there, I come face to face with Cedric Weehunto.
Cedric?
Yeah.
What in the world was he doing down there?
Still looking for his autograph book. I don't believe he found it. Fact is, I followed him out of the crowd. That's how I got out. He made a hole for me.
Well, leastways, it's all over now.
Yeah.
And if I've got anything to say about it, that's the last sale like that we're going to have.
The last.
Even if we did make a lot of money, we're going to have to pay it all out in doctor bills and repairs for the store.
Yeah. Looks like a batch of locusts went through here. Might not have taken all that new paint off the wall. If Miss Hartford ever says we're going to have another one of them... What was that?
Oh, me.
You hear that, Lum?
Yeah, sounded like somebody groaning.
It was.
Sounded sort of like it come from over there in back of the candy counter.
That's just about where it's at. Let me take a look at it. For the land sakes, look there, Lum. It's Grandpappy Spears.
Grandpap?
Yeah, hey, Grandpap, get up. What in the world are you doing stretched out there on the floor? Get up. You'll take cold.
Wait a minute. Maybe he's hurt, Abner.
Oh, are you hurt, Grandpap?
Huh? What's that? What's the matter here?
It's me, Abner. Are you all right? Are you sick or
I'll
something?
take 1 pair of nylon, size 9.5.
Hey, Grandpap, open your
Don't
eyes.
bother to wrap him up. I'll
my
get him
goodness.
right here.
He's delirious, Lum.
Yeah, something's wrong, all right. Let's try and set him up, and you better get him a dipper full of water, Abner.
Yeah.
Easy now,
Yeah,
Grandpap.
come on, Grandpap. There you go.
Hey,
fella.
what's going on here? Where am I?
You're in the Jot 'em Down store. That's Lum, Aaron. I'm Abner.
Oh, yeah, I recollect you. Yeah. Charity sent me over to the sale here to get some nylon stockings for her, size 9.5. Wait a minute, what am I doing sitting on the floor?
I don't know. That's where we found you. We'd like to know how you got down there ourselves.
Well, all I know is I got down here early. I was the first one in the line. Come in the front door with the first wave, and it... Jiminy, that female for me.
Hey, now, take it easy.
I
Grandpap.
recollect now. Somebody shaved me. I think it was that Maud Toops. That spabbing-legged critter. If I was a woman, I'd fist fight her. She'll make my weight, I'll fight her anyway.
Well, calm down now, Grandpap. What happened after you got shaved?
I don't know. That's the last I recollect.
Doggy, you must have been down there on the floor most of the time, then.
You must have.
Huh. Funny, I never run across you. I was down there myself for, 15 minutes anyway, I reckon.
Hey, here, help me up.
Yeah.
I better get them stockings and get on home.
Well, we'll get you up, but I'm feared you're out of luck on the nylons, 'cause they're all gone.
Oh, gone?
Yeah.
Oh, they can't be. Look at the clock there. It ain't 9 o'clock yet, and the sale just started at 8.
Well, that's how long it lasted. When them women hit that front door, that's all there was to it.
Yeah, it was a short one. Granny's, it was a battle while it lasted.
Yes, it was.
Yeah, if I'd known it was going to be this rough, I'd have sent Charity down here to get her own stockings.
Well, that was the only safe thing to do. This weren't no place for a man to be. I found that out.
Yes, sir, I sort of hate to go home without them nylon socks.
You're lucky to be able to go home anyway.
Charity's going to be awful disappointed. Reckon when you'll have another sale on them.
Never.
No,
That's
that's right, Grandpap. That's the last sale like that we'll ever have. One more would kill me.
I don't know. What if Miss Hartford says we're going to have another, no?
Yeah, that's the trouble.
Uh-oh.
When she sees how much money we taken in on this, she's bound to want to have another.
No, I just can't stand it, Lum. I couldn't go through
Well,
it.
why don't you get shut of that Miss Hartford if she's causing you all this trouble?
That's what we've been trying to do ever since you got here, Grandpap. We're working on one idea right now. We wrote to a matrimony bureau.
Matrimony?
Yeah.
Mean you're going to try to marry her off?
Well, that's a general idea.
No, you'll never do it. Not that woman.
Well, I've got my doubts about it, too. We try to bring up romantic subjects around her, but nothing seems to have no effect on her.
No, more and more I'm convinced that all that woman thinks about business.
Business.
Figures and profits and sales. That's all she lives for.
That's it. Ain't no doubt about it.
If the love bug ever did bite her, it'd die of ptomaine poison.
Yeah. It seemed like a good idea at the time, but I'm afraid we're trying to work it on the wrong woman.
It'll never work. Never in this world.
No, they just... Wait a minute. Mom, did you hear something?
No, like what?
I don't know. Sort of like somebody crying. Hey, listen, there it is again. You hear it?
Yeah. Sounded like it was coming from the feed room.
Don't reckon we got another customer flattened out somewhere, do you?
I don't know. I better go back there and look.
Yeah, all right. Here, Grandpa, give me a hand. I'll help you up off the floor.
I believe I can make it myself now.
Come on now.
Had a good rest.
That's it. Stand up. Now, hold it down in there. Reckon who that could be back there?
I don't know. I hope it's that pigeon-toed Maud Toops.
Well, whoever it was, they must have got throwed for a pretty good loss to land clean back there in the feed room. Of course, nothing surprises me what went on at that sale. So Norris, shaky, can't hardly talk even.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Hope we never find another batch of them nylons. Wish now that Miss Hartford never had to caught up with that junk man and made him give 'em back.
Junk man?
Yeah, we throwed them stockings and girdles and everything else out 'cause we thought nobody wanted them. But no. She had to go and haul them right off the wagon.
Well, it's just like I said. She's all business, Abner. You'll never marry a woman like that, off.
No, I'm fairly right. She just gives some little sign like she's
Granny,
like a
I got
woman.
some good news.
Good news?
Yeah, you know who that was crying back there? That was Miss Hartford.
Well, what's so good about that?
Well, wait till I tell you what she's crying about.
Huh?
She's crying because she forgot to save out a pair of them nylon stockings for herself.
Well, what's so wonderful about that?
Well, don't you see? Now our plans have got a chance to work. She's a woman after all.